Okay, it's another day and we're back on the project. I was actually off yesterday and I was gonna work on the car, but then I realized that I had something more important to do, which was to close the ceiling here in the garage because it was open into the attic, and the attic is actually really big, and all my heat last winter, which was produced by this 10 kilowatt heater, was going up there. So I spent the better part. So I spent the better part of the day yesterday putting those masonite sheets, I believe, up there, and I actually left a little hatch over here, and I crawled up into the attic space and put fiberglass insulation on top, and now I'm hoping that this winter it's gonna be warmer in the garage. So anyways, now we're back on the GT6 and we're gonna pick up where we left off, which was this little patch here we need to make, and then we're gonna go inside maybe and fix the B-post and start making the inner seal and stuff. So exciting! Alright, so I made this little piece for here. It's a pretty easy flat piece to replicate this part, because I can't make entire piece out of one piece of metal. Maybe it's possible, but it would be too complicated. So I made this piece and the rest we're gonna try to make out of one piece. So I have this piece of sheet metal as well. It needs to be something like that, right? So we need to have one curve here. Actually not all the way. It needs to come like this and meet this curve. And then on the other side we have this curve here that needs to match with this. So it needs to be something like that. So that's gonna be pretty complicated, but I think we can do it. I think we can do that with the shrinker. So if we take this curve and we open it a little bit, so we make something like this, and we cut the piece of metal here, let's say, and we shrink this area, it's gonna curve and it's gonna become like this. But because the rest of the metal is not shrunk, it's gonna bend this down. And then if we cut this like this, maybe. Okay, I can't really explain it, but I have an idea in my head. So let's just do it and you will see what I mean. Like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna work. All right, let's see if we can shrink this now. This shrinker is not the best. The stretcher works well, but the shrinker, for whatever reason, doesn't work very well lately. It shrinks. So now, if we say that this part is gonna be this part here, you know, something like that. Now we have to bend this way, and for this reason I think we need to start shrinking it here in this area. We might need to cut this corner off, shrink everything, and then weld the corner back, but I'm gonna try without that for a beginning. So now though, I'm gonna have to bend this way, but now it's gonna go the other way, so I'm gonna try to give it a direction first. we're close. We're really close. Just need to bend more here for this to come out. And we need to make this here, line here and line here. But before that, we need to have a very little flange here, actually. You see this little flange here? That is here. Oops. So we need to make a little flange here at the end. And we're gonna go from there. Okay. Okay, so this flange actually needs to have a little curve. I don't know if the shrinker is gonna bite it here. It's so short. I cut it really short, but it needs to have a little curve like that. Great, it actually bites. Okay, so now this line goes like this, come this into this corner, and then it goes down, and this line goes like this, and it goes around, and it goes up. So pretty much replicates the other one. So let's see how it fits now. All right, it's another day, and it's time to finish this patch. So what I think we should do is we should mark it where it meets this one, and then cut the piece that we don't need and stretch this part a little bit here. So when we stretch it, it's gonna expand a little bit more this way. I think it's gonna come out. So let's try that. Okay, we're getting close. So now I think we should cut this here, and we should cut this here, and then we might need to bend this a little bit more here, and maybe this. We'll see how it's gonna go. You wanna weld it? Do you wanna weld it? No? Okay, I will weld it. You know what, guys, let's just go ahead and weld it more or less where it's gonna be, and then we're gonna adjust it as it is there. Let's see how this is gonna fit now. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Oh my god. You wanna play? You wanna play right now? Not now. Go in your seat. Go sit in your seat. Go sit in your seat. Okay. Okay, I think we're on the right path. I know my gaps here and there are too big, but that's... Rusty, leave me alone. Really? Can you work like that? Okay, sorry guys. Anyway, so I think we're on the right path here. We have some pretty big gaps here and there, but it's not a problem. We're gonna fill them up with weld, and they're gonna be even stronger because we're gonna have a big penetration anyways. So I'm gonna weld it on my own and I'll show you the final result. Okay, it's all welded and ground down. So I think we've done a pretty good repair here. The grinding is not the best, the welding wasn't the best, the grinding is not the best, but you know what, this is a structural piece inside, nobody's gonna see it. It's important to be solid and it's not important to be good looking, you know. So what's left here is to spot weld here to the body mount. I might need to drill some holes here again because I closed this. Of course, we need to do more welding here. Okay, so now that the A-post is ready, well, it's not completely ready, but at least the pieces are in place. So I just want to build all the structure first, so I'm gonna come back here. So now let's do the B-post. I already made a patch and I'm gonna clamp it for you, but it's hard to work because I have a supervision today.
Yeah, I'm the pinhole inspector. So I'm looking for pinholes. I can see light.
Well, I can see one pinhole that you haven't noticed yet, so...
Yeah.
Okay. I made this patch and I'm gonna clamp it now in place to show you what it looks like.
Okay, so why don't we do this?
And then I add the tables in.
You should stop.
And then I add bacon.
So here's what you should do.
Okay.
Get your bacon.
Yeah.
Figure that out. Get some of the fat come out of it. Take a little bit of the fat out if you don't want.
Okay, I actually tucked it in place exactly where it's gonna be. And here we're gonna have to build more, of course. We're gonna have to extend this down, but that's gonna be a separate patch that we're gonna come back to when we finish with this part. I don't wanna start building here before I'm ready with the floor and with the inner sill now, actually, because that was the whole idea. I wanted to finish the A post and then the B post, so I can now put the inner sill inside and make this structure, like again, structural piece, so it can hold the whole thing in place here. Now we have to start working on the sill, on the inner sill, which is this piece here. You can barely see anything left over, so I'm not even gonna attempt repairing this one. We're just gonna make a new sill. All right, so let's see how we can fabricate this. So this is the front end of the sill, and you can see here where it ends, right? That's the inner sill, and that's the piece that we already made for the front, for the A-post. So this here needs to be flat. So the only complicated part here is the ending, actually. Otherwise, it's nice and straight profile from here to here. Here at the end, that's the rear end, it's also pretty straight all the way till the end. Just the flange comes in to match that piece that we just made for the B-post. And there's a little flange here at the end, I guess. But what I suggest first is, let's make the whole piece, the whole length of this piece with this profile here. And then we're gonna go from there. So I'm gonna use this as a top. And let's say we have this much for a flange. Then our curve starts like an inch away from this. It ends here, so we have like this much of a curve. Okay, so I guess our curve needs to be from here to here. Of course, on my brake, we're gonna have to make it in little steps, so it's not gonna be nice and round like here, but that's not a big deal. So here's my mark. Here's my mark, and we're gonna start from here. Perfect. It's a pretty thick metal. Okay. Well, that looks good actually. I like it. So here we have, roughly we said, a little bit over an inch. Okay. There you go. And now the bottom flange, we have to actually measure. Okay, so that's 3.5 inches.
Okay.
Oh, my dinner is ready?
Oh yeah. Started.
Okay. Well, my sill is ready too.
Yeah. So then you sit on the green one and you put your arms on the black one.
Okay, so even chef approved it. He actually went and supervised my dinner.
Yeah. We're making soup in the meantime.
Thanks for that.
Well, if you haven't tried it yet, it could be horrible.
Well, I've tried other things before, so I know what I'm looking at.
You can thank me later
I will.
if you're still alive.
Yeah, then I'm gonna hate you because my stomach is gonna hurt from eating a lot.
I didn't make that much.
Well, we'll see. Okay, so this piece is ready. So now, as you know, we've already made the A-post, which is this part here. It's on the car, which is this piece over there. So now we have to modify the front end of the sill to look something like this, but we're not gonna work based on this piece here. We're gonna work based on our piece because probably it's gonna be a little bit of a different shape. Okay, so we made this cut here, and now we just need to bend this to follow it. I'm not sure if the cut is the right shape yet, but I have no other way to check. Actually, now I can go and check in the car. Not really, because I need to have the same cut here. Otherwise, it's not letting me put it close to the B post, to the A post. Yep, that's where it needs to be bent. And I think it looks pretty good. Okay. Yep, it looks good. So now I'm just gonna cut this off like this. Basically this black part is gonna need to disappear. Same thing here. So we're just gonna make this totally flat, and then we're gonna make a bend down somewhere here, and then a bend up somewhere here. So this bend is gonna be this bend, and this bend is gonna be this bend, and I think we can weld it. Okay, this is what I mean. I cut it here and I cut it here. So now we can bend it on the vise actually. It's gonna be easier than the brake. So now we have to go down. And then we have to go up. And we have that shape that we wanted. We just need to weld this cut. Maybe we should weld it on the inside. It's gonna be more solid. So that's how it comes. See, it matches perfectly this shape here. So we wanted it in, if you've seen the previous video. So that's how it will be. Looks like my seal that I made, looks like my inner seal that I made is a little bit too short, because I thought that this was my entire length of the seal, but when I look at it, it looks like it is not. Looks like I'm missing a section of it. So that doesn't really matter, because now we're gonna make a separate piece for here. We're gonna make another profile like that, and we're gonna make a separate piece for here, which we're gonna modify the same way like we modified the front to match this shape, and we're gonna be golden. Okay, it doesn't look too bad inside and outside. Pretty much the same as this one, right? Okay, I put the seal again to make sure that it fits together with the inner seal, and the inner seal is mounted, or at least the part that we already made. So let's look at it and see how it fits. Okay, that's how it fits there, and it fits together with the inner seal. The top lips are held together by this clamp, and of course there the bottom of the floor needs to go up, but that can be adjusted. So I think we're good. That fits pretty well there. Okay, so now we have to make the rear end. I cut the rear piece because we're gonna have to extend it anyways, so I cut this off, and now based on this we're gonna have to make another profile. If I knew that it was gonna be short, I was gonna join two flat pieces together and then I was gonna bend it, but now I have to make extension, and it's gonna be pretty tricky to make it with the exact same shape, but it is what it is. I didn't know. Alright, so I made this extension piece, and now we just need to make it match more or less here. Looking at the other side, it goes almost all the way till the end. I think this is how long we're gonna make it. So starting from somewhere here, we need to cut it all the way to here, something like this. And then from here needs to be something like this, and then flat. Okay, this is how I cut it. Now we can bend this flange out completely. Yeah, our curve matches pretty well, so we're gonna fold it back like this. Okay. Good. And now here at the end, we're gonna have to make it like the front, completely flat. Okay, that looks good. I'm just gonna go weld it, so that's how it goes. I'm just gonna go weld this here now, and I'll be back. Okay, it's all welded, and now it fits like a glove. Nice. So now we just have to cut this one to match this, and we can weld them together. Now you see what I'm talking about? I didn't make it exactly the same. There's like probably a 1/16 of a step here. That's why I'm saying that if I knew I was gonna weld two flat pieces together and then I was gonna bend everything so it is one continuous piece. But it is what it is. Looks straight. Okay. Dun dun dun. Fits like a glove. Okay, how's that? Perfect. Okay, let's hold it here with Clicos, and then we're gonna remove the outer seal and see if we can clamp it somehow to the floor, and then we can put even the strengthener piece inside and the outer seal and test fit it, because we're almost there. I mean, we can almost weld everything together. We can repair this later, we can repair this later. Yeah, that's gonna keep the structure of the car where we want it. But that's gonna happen in the next video, because this one is ending here. I think it's pretty long video already anyways, so let's wrap it up and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.